okay?
Okay, yeah, I just have to
Um,
ask.
yeah, and I totally understand, which is why I wanted to preface it right away and let you know you're not in trouble. Um, so, as you're probably not going to be surprised, we got a call from Warren Village, uh, who were a little concerned about some of the Facebook posts.
Like I really don't know what to tell them because, you know, I'm sure there's a legal thing going on too, but between, you and me, I do have evidence that's showing a worker working there as a counselor, trying to defend someone's actions in being a prostitute on the premises. So I'm sure they're gonna say something. I'm sure I happen to look a certain way. I'm going, with my lawyer and stuff now, and I have to actually go show this to her as well because it involves an individual. Unfortunately, I used to, be with as a partner. So
Uh-huh.
it's just, you know, for me, I've just been working, trying to stay to myself. So, uh, I apologize. I'm sure it probably looks a certain way. You know, I'm I just can't
Yeah.
I can't feel like, responsible for how an individual is supposed to perceive me. So, um
Yeah, I hear that. Before I even go on, I'm interested. Like, what evidence do you have that they're doing that? Because you piqued my interest.
yeah, well, obviously it's something like a misdemeanor or something, but um well, I used to be with this person and we ended up having a child and separating. But um I guess during that time, when I had, came back to her, I didn't realize what kind of individual she really was. Like
Mm-hmm.
bygones be bygones. The interrelational kind of nonsense everyone has to, endure sometimes. But
Sure.
um,
Yep.
I had found out that she had, um, partaking in, those types of activities, and I was kind of concerned because the interrelational kind of stuff kind of for me kind of coincide, but that's just because I come from like a government home where we're always educated about shit. But um, and that recording was the last day I was ever there at Warren Village, and I had to call her out because I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, this is low income housing for single, parents. Like, why do you want to do this here? And so there were two workers there, and I said, hey, you may have to keep an eye on her. Like, I don't know if you want that kind of behavior here. I found that she was doing stuff here because I'm being treated unfairly and looked at like under a microscope. So I said, I don't know if you want that. And I said, I have evidence she was prostituting herself on your property, and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
alert the proper authorities because for me that was around my son. And
Sure.
um, one of the workers had stood up for her, as in like it was her choice. And at the time I didn't really know how to feel about it, so I said, oh, so prostitution is legal then. And that's where my ex had stated at that point that no, it's not legal. But unfortunately, she kind of spilled the beans on herself by trying to explain it was a transaction or something. And I had to
Yeah.
walk away. I just, you know, like I've had to live near stuff like that, from an early age. And I just don't like it. I try to
Sure. Yep.
find peace and in some way away from that stuff. So I do have the evidence, and it's just, for me, that's why I had to make a call because now it seems like there's this more emphasis on how it is that I'm a threat to Warren Village now, ever since I've had that. And I'm sure the date of the evidence that I have actually proves that that happened before a lot of this stuff is happening. And it involves a worker there named Michaela Wood. Unfortunately, I thought she was somewhat of a nice person, but but I just at that point, like once I knew the individual was trying to acknowledge something, I had to distance myself. And they don't allow like even visitors there being a certain allowed amount of time.
Yeah.
They don't allow smoking. They don't allow cannabis. None of that there. It's a non-profit
Yeah.
organization. And I happen to even work for a non-profit organization as well, so I'm definitely kind of in keen with how the legalities of that can be. So, um,
Yeah, I understand.
but I do have the evidence. It's just kind of concerning because there's been multiple times, even too, where I believe there were multiple women there, even at Warren Village, who were doing stuff, you know, and like honestly, I just I'm glad I'm awake. Like I don't need to be exposed to like drugs, permeating in the air. I don't need to be exposed to people prostituting themselves, especially around minors and children. So I'm
Yeah.
just still kind of calming down. I'm sorry. It's not.
No, I understand.
It hasn't
Make,
been
just
right.
make sure I'm tracking it right. Was it more like so you became aware of some prostitution like behavior from your ex, and then you brought that to the attention of Warren Village, and what was their response?
And the worker that had immediately responded, because it was a person named Allison that was also there too. And she actually, I'm sure she's completely unrelated or not as knowledgeable about everything happening, but um, Michaela was the one that had stood up for her immediately after I tried to warn them, and I tried to make it known that I was going to take legal action. And that's where the recording has her trying to say, well, it's her choice, like, and I'm like, I could definitely see like the wordplay on that. So that's why I had to ask the question of whether or not they understood prostitution was legal.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, ever since then, I'm just like getting all these. My lawyer's been calling me now, saying they're calling the police over at Warren Village, and I'm not even there. I'm like, I'm a DoorDasher, so I'm constantly all over the place. So um,
Sure.
it's just like I have that as evidence, and I'm sure the dates are gonna match up. Like being that this happened even before all of this stuff happened. So
Yeah. Well, I think it would be in your best interest to let me see some of that. I mean, obviously, leave that up to you, but
no,
so it
it's
just to make sure again, this is real. I'll reiterate it. This never resulted in a criminal report because obviously what was posted is not criminal in nature. It was for them concerning in nature, which is why I think they went into like a lockdown status. Just because of their own perception, right? Your perception is your reality. So if that's what you think is happening, that's what you're going to believe. And that's what they believe. So they made a report to the Denver Police Department, which got routed to me in a non-criminal nature, and then now I'm just doing my due diligence to see what everybody has to say about it. I will say that it did result in filing of civil paperwork for protection. Yet again, that's not criminal. I'm not sure if you've ever had a civil protection order against you, but that has been started. So it's not criminal, but that it probably will result in you not being able to go by Warren Village, which
I
I'm not sure if that's a problem for you or not, but
no, I have no problem with that.
yeah. So in a nutshell, I don't have any need for you to make a formalized statement if you don't want to, but I would be interested to see what you have, just so I can make sure that I have both sides in here. This is going to require me to serve the civil paperwork on you, so I will have to, I guess, coordinate a time to get you that paperwork. Uh, I know you have an attorney. It requires personal service, so if you want to talk to your attorney, they're going to tell you the same thing. I have to personally serve you the paperwork and give it to you. So I think there might be maybe it'd be best to figure out a time where we could both meet up and I can give you that paperwork and you can show me what you have against Warren Village and things to kind of disprove some of their concerns. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, if it's the civil work, like I don't know if you'd have to directly serve me. That's what you're saying. You couldn't give it to my lawyer.
Yeah, could, because I could just email it, which would be nice, but I can't.
Okay. Yeah. No. I guess. Do you have a time I could come by? Like, I probably have to export the video too, of what had occurred.
Okay. How big is the video?
I think it's about roughly 6 minutes, 8 minutes long or something. But
Oh, that's not so bad.
I mean, I could try to send it.
Sure. So is it just the video that you want to show me? Is there anything else?
I mean, that's all I have. Like, that just, I'll have to get a timestamp for you exactly when it was recorded too. So then I guess
Okay.
maybe you can have in your understanding, being you're kind of, within everything, what could be happening,
Yeah.
like you're saying.
Yeah. And this is it's almost more for you than it is for them, because this is just I guess from what I'm hearing, justification on your part of why you reacted the way you did, and what was done and said, and more context to everything than just a simple complaint in a Facebook post, right? Actual, because I'm not privy to a lot of this information, so I think it'd probably be best for you, even just for me to even get it on record for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, when do you want to do that? I know you're a working man, so I don't want to bother you, but
I guess that can I just like meet you at like an office?
yeah. Do you want to just meet downtown at the big police station downtown?
You may have to give me an address for that. I'm still relatively new. Let me pull up my GPS here. So it's
Sure. Let me know when you're ready.
yeah, I'm ready now. Sorry.
It's 1331 Cherokee Street.
Okay, Denver Police. Okay, and is there like a specific building, or is it just one big building?
So that address, there's no there's a bunch of parking all over the place. There's street parking at meters, and then there's parking in the areas. If you don't want to pay for the meter, if you just want to like park and idle, I can come meet you. So that way we can talk. So if a meter maid comes by, I can just tell them to buzz off. So you don't have to pay for parking or anything like that. There's so like down 13th, there's parking alongside the building. So it's kind of like on the corners of in between 13th and 14th, Cherokee and Delaware. It's in that big square. So 1331 looks like on Cherokee. There's actually no street parking on Cherokee. There is on 13th as you go past Cherokee towards Delaware. There's parking along that side, and then there's little parking areas all around here. If it'll be okay. I'll make sure that if for some reason something happens, that we'll take care of the meter maid. If you don't want to pay for parking, I get it. It's an annoyance that you shouldn't have to bear.
Okay. Yeah. No. I may have to. Let's see. So, what time works for you? Like, could I go there right now, or?
Yeah, I'm here. I'll be happy to walk down.
Okay. Could I give this number a call when I'm there?
Sure, I'll text you from my work cell too, just in case I step down and for some reason something happens. I'll just send you a quick text message from my work cell, so we can chat that way. If for some reason I'm away from my desk, because this is my desk cell phone, or my desk phone right here.
Okay. All right. Well, you can text that to me now, right?
Yep, I'll text it right now.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'd definitely be down there within 20 minutes or so.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it.
All right. Later.